Hi there, it's Nico Kratsotis on the Direct Line powered by 10Bet. Coming up on today's show, we speak to the legendary rider Muzi Yeni, who recently rode his 2,500th winner down in Cape Town aboard the Justin Snaith-trained Land of the Rising Sun. He's a very popular figure, and he's amongst the top 5 riders each and every year here in South Africa. Later, coming up on Nico's notebook, once again the photo finish reared its ugly head down in Cape Town a couple of weeks ago. We'll look at the rules regarding photo finishes and what my take is on it. And finally, we'll look at the NHA and what's been happening in the boardroom there. That's all on today's The Direct Line, powered by 10Bet. Well, our main guest on today's show is none other than Muzi Yeni. He recently rode his 2,500th career win down in Cape Town. He has been part of the top 5 jockeys in this country for many years, and he is one of my favorite people in racing. We catch up each and every time at the racecourse. And Muzi Yeni, thank you for coming on to the Direct Line, and great to join you once again.
Thank you, Nico. Thanks for the nice words. Grateful to be on the show.
You know, you've been going for a long time. You still look so youthful. But, you know, when looking back at your CV, you've been riding for so many years now. I mean, you're basically running on 100 an average. If you take the 2,500 as your standing total, at 100 winners every season, apart from the fact that you might have had injuries or you couldn't ride because of suspensions and so forth. But that is an incredible achievement, Muzi. You must be very, very proud of where you've come from and to now.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Nico. Obviously, I started off my career in KZN, and obviously I started very well, showing obviously lots of potential, and then sometimes your early moves, maybe you're not strong enough for. I'm very small in stature, as you know, so sometimes big moves, I'm moved up to the high felt. I lost a big support with few yards, so I think the racking up of winners came later, a little bit later in my career when I found my feet, but it wasn't smooth sailing at all, especially in the beginning.
In the beginning, as you say, you were very small. I mean, you had you come from a great year. Your crop includes guys like Gavin Larena, Richard Fourie, Raymond Danielson. You're all achievers. It's a great year to have been in. So it must have been pretty tough also at that stage. But the greatest thing about it, Muzi, is that you linked up with a stable of Mike de Kock, of who you rode your first winner for. I mean, not many guys get that opportunity early up in their career to link up with a trainer of that nature.
Yes, it was a big game changer for me at that stage. I was given an early opportunity to expose to riding alongside Dalpage and all the other top stable jockeys that he was. I used to do gallops. At 16 years old, 17 years old, I was already galloping probably the best horses that were getting imported to Dubai and forced horses and around the world. So I got very, very good grounding, and they were so talented and so good. Just makes you, you know what I mean? It polishes you up later on.
Time went on. I mean, I was looking back at the stats as far back as they go. I mean, I can't remember when you last finished out of the top 5. You've also, whenever South Africa's had this International Jockeys Challenge, of which we miss and we'd like come back to the country, but you've always been part of that team, and you sort of the team selects you automatically almost.
Yes, I've had great experience in that. Like, obviously, like you said, it's a mixed jockeys of bags. We got guys around the world, and then we got our guys who go around the world kick butts. So it's great, and like I feel like, to be honest, I wasn't always physically fit to compete. Like I'm saying, to Ev's nature, but obviously with time to mature and strengthen up. Even in the academy, I struggled a lot, and I don't know, the riding masters with the utmost patience with me. It's like they knew that I'll be fine. So I don't know. But yeah, been from there to being South African captain, riding alongside Smanga, who's a multiple champion in South Africa, who's broken every record of race. So yeah, it's been great.
I wanted to quickly chat to you about when you rode your 2,500th winner, because again, if you look back, you rode your first winner for Mike de Kock, And now you've ridden your 2,500th winner for Justin Snaith, who's a multiple champion trainer in this country. So those are both record-breaking wins in terms of who you've been with at the time when you've ridden the winners. What did it feel like to score? Because you went through a little bit of a lean patch in the fortnight leading up to it, but you went bang, bang in 2 feature races on the same day. So 2,500 and then 2,501 in quick succession. What was the feeling like when you came back aboard Land of the Rising Sun, back to the winner's box?
Obviously, I had a chance to travel a lot in our ride work, and he put a phenomenal gallop. He obviously showed me that he's going to win, and I had hints from Justin the whole week that the horse would win. You know what I mean? Ended at bottom weight, which obviously played in his favor. But the feeling was, it wasn't also about the 2000. It's just like, you know, when a race runs picture perfect for you, and he's got probably the best pedigrees in South Africa, Justin. So imagine sitting on it's like a summer cup ride where you'd probably walk in the parade ring and the whole country would put money on the horse. He's a stunning individual. So all of that, and being 2,500, being a feature, just everything just was like incredible. I remember I don't know if it was 5,000 only one for Joey Ramsden. Was it Ramsden down in Cape Town, a feature? Remember, so I think it was 5,000. I think it was. I could be corrected, but I'm saying it's unbelievable how life lines itself up. You're literally having one of the biggest moments of your career, and you're literally riding a feature on an incredible horse. So it was like goosebumps.
And I think, together with your sponsor, Stone Stamcor and Willem Ackerman, who sponsors you as a rider, you came up with this wonderful initiative to give 2,500 Rand to the winning groom of the horse that you rode your 2,500 winner for. And that in itself is a great initiative. And you must have been very proud to have given that over.
Yes, I gotta say, it's one thing about us as sportsmen and talk about jockeys. I think the sponsorship side really needs like great agents, and we struggle to get the right type of what you call type of, especially with all the travelings and all the stuff we do. But I'm grateful to find a businessman with a great business, Mr. Ackerman, for Stone Stamcor. He understands the game, he's in the game, so you don't have to explain anything. All costs are covered, and he's unbelievable to work with. So to him and his team, thank you. And he didn't even hesitate. And I wanted the countdown to be a bit more special. The countdown, at least from the last 10 winners or 5 winners. Unfortunately, he's been out the country, and his wife got a little bit sickly, so he couldn't do it properly. And I think it was a great marketing podium to make something special.
Brilliant stuff. Now, one of the things about you is you love celebrating when you have a winner. I want to know that signature wave of yours, okay? Because I cannot do it. If I try to reproduce it now, I couldn't do it. Can you give us just a brief example of what you do when you come back to the winner's enclosure, and also tell us where it came from?
Okay, I'll show you the move now. It's called the dab. So it was literally a young youth thing, and I just found, like, obviously, racing is the sport is okay. Trying to explain it right is for the wealthy, and we all prim and proper. When in the ring, we dressed in our suits, but I just wanted a lighter effect. I'm in my As a sportsman, I'm probably like in my prime, and I didn't want to lose that fun in the game. And I thought, you know what I mean? Racing is also about now integrating, getting more younger people involved in the racing, get them to the track. So I thought I'd find a vibe that's youngish, that could make everyone smile and have a good bantam. So I came with that. That dab was already there. I was already there. I just came with. No, I literally do it in the horse. So it looks wild. You let go of the reins. You put the reins down. You close your knees so that you don't fall off on the side of the horse. I literally swing it up, and I I I just give a bit of a bend to the yeah, the dab, yeah. And if the puck, yeah. that if the public, let's say there's been a lot of money for the horse, there's always a lot of symbols that come with the dab when you've knocked them out the park. And
Yeah. I think it's brilliant. I think it's, just like Simanga's got that signature whoop whoop shouting, it's become part of your repertoire when you win a race. And I love seeing it every time I call you into the winners enclosure, because I think, as you say, it brings a new type of love of winning and celebration and excitement of when you come back to the winners enclosure. So continue on your journey with that. I wanted to quickly touch on the big horses that you've ridden in your time, the ones that you remember most. I mean, if I think of when your first Group 1 winner, Happy Landing, which won for you here on the Highveld. I think of a horse like Got the Green Light you had tremendous success with. It's a pity you didn't win the Hollywood Bets Durban July on him, but he was one of the good horses. Are those some of the best that you would have ridden, or the memorable horses that you would have ridden? What are some of the best horses you've ridden?
I would say I'll start with Got the Green Light, because I think it was sensational in terms of how he used to just turn a foot from being almost at the back of the field, literally in about 200 meters from the back of the field, you're going past the fastest horses in the country. So he had an incredible turn of foot. And then we rode War of Athena, won the Triple Crown, who literally canted home. We literally canted home in the last leg. She was versatile. She went down to win the Will Evington like without a challenger, and there was Princess Kella in the race. So you must just explains how crazy and good she was. And then obviously certain horses that just make your life easier, winning multiple Group 1s. Coral Fever, who won a couple of features. I had a horse Master Plan, who broke the course record at Greyville, winning a Group 1 over 1,800 meters. His record stood for about 10 years. So you must know all that. Yes, most recent time, obviously we had like a record-breaking 5 million rand Summer Cup. He came in and KZN was at 80-1. He blew them out the water. It was 80-1, believe it or not. And then he came to confirm ability. Obviously, that is not just it was a fluke. At level weights at Grade 1 level, he won the premiers.
Premiers Champions Challenge. He won both Group 1s at Turfentine. You were very close to the late Belinda Victor. She absolutely adored you. And just wanted you on all their horses when she was alive, and unfortunately she passed away. But are there plans to ride Royal Victory when he comes back to Joburg? Because I know that the ride wasn't yours the last couple.
Yeah, what do you call this? Probably. What do you call this? The engagement was there, but obviously we did lose her. So I don't know. There's no one's gonna be fighting for me to increase my winning tally on him. But I might. That was Land of the Rising Sun. Obviously, he won a feature, but his rating, obviously, if it's high enough, he might come with bottom weight in the Summer Cup. I'm looking to maybe partnership with him if the Snakes decide to bring him up.
Cards? Is that possibly on the cards for him?
This to John is really keen, especially prize money they're outlaying Betway. So it's incredible sponsorship. They're always looking to go on better, and they always say, I can't see anyone wouldn't want to be part of such.
Summer Cup now. It runs at the end of November, but the latest is from the tote offering a car. They're giving away a car on the day if people start signing up and betting. But it's interesting because that car, you've got to have the top 6 in the correct order, and you've got to be at Turfentine on the day to win the car. So it's going to be tough for people out there, but I can guarantee you one thing, that I don't care what horse you ride, you're going to finish in the top 6. So you are the roving banker for people out there. Should they receive those mystery numbers, they've got to make sure what you're riding on the day to make sure that you're one of the 6. But just coming back to, you were talking about getting rides and that, and you were talking about your weight. So you're a lightweight rider, you're a natural lightweight. But you were talking about an agent earlier on. and you've had very, very successful agents that have worked with you over time, most notably the late Tony Jacob that worked with you, and you had a very good relationship with. How important is the agent in all of this for a rider like yourself?
An agent is a game changer to your career. When I used to be young, I used to take it for granted, and I used to hear Dalpesh and Marcus always complain about agents because they're your make or break. They in that level of top jockeys, there's not much in between us in terms of getting horse home. We all got the talent to drive the right horse home, but the agent, if you can't secure you on the ride, it's like not being on the pitch. If you can't secure on the ride, you can't play the game. You can't score the goals you need. So it's very, very important. So it's been a bit of up and down. It's been a bit challenging getting my young friend Kate McGregor to obviously adjust. You got to build relationships. Tony Jacobs grew up in racing, owned horses, owned horses. He's done almost a lot of things in racing. So, and his family's all his mom, I think, was also an owner. So it was a very sad loss for me, and obviously I still feel it today because obviously the impact, and he really, as unhealthy, as sickly as he was, he's still done a phenomenal job for me.
Muzi, you are sort of reaching a stage as a sportsman where you can be considered a veteran now. I mean, you're still going to be on the right side of 40 when your birthday comes up. I looked about your birth date because your birth date is in Greek tradition. We celebrate a name day in Greece as opposed to a birthday. And my name day is St. Nicholas Day, which is actually on your birthday, which is on the 6th of December. So we share something in common there with regard to that. So I won't forget it now because I know that your birthday is going to fall on my name day when I looked it up. But the question that I wanted to ask you is, you're considered a veteran now, and just take us back in the years. I mean, you've been riding for decades now. I want to know, as a black jockey now, okay, as a black rider, when you first started to where you are now, it must have been very hard for you to progress to where you are now. Do you believe that the industry has moved on and has transformed to the level that it should have done in South Africa? Speaking as Muzi Yeni now.
Yes, I got to say I don't think the industry is involved solely on the transformation. Just as a country as a whole, it's the whole country that it's like everything has to, you know what I mean? So it's hard to point fingers at it direct. Like when I say point fingers, to relay that the industry is solely reliable for transformation. But I got to say, I think Smang and myself has shown a bit of being pinnacle, that we've overcome a lot. Him being multiple champion jockey, him being the first July, me being the first jockey, black jockey to go abroad and win an international Group 1. Multiple races that I've picked up every time I've been on call. I've literally in I think it's 4 or 5 different countries I managed to win a race representing South Africa. So yes, there's been a transformation, but we can never stop working hard to make things even better.
Yeah, you mentioned about winning overseas, which is fantastic because you will also be down in history records as winning the very last race ever run in Singapore when they closed racing down last year. You won a rank outsider. I remember being at Turffontein in the parade ring at the same time that you were riding, and telling everyone that you were about to load, but everyone said he's got no chance. He's on a 40-1 horse. It's a no-hoper, and there's no ways he's going to win. I said, well, let's just watch it. We've got to support our man. And what happens? You win the race. You win the very last race ever run at Kranji Racecourse in Singapore. That must have been a big thing for you that day.
Yeah, it was one of the career changes. We've always watched Trainer, Marcus, Dalpesh, them come and win those prestigious races, the Group 1s international. That's a race that, you know what I mean? They highlight your name in South Africa's greatest jockey. So always watched it as a young man and growing up, and I really had a box to tick, and I really got to say, I want to thank South Africa on behalf of horse racing and everything. I really got a good fan base. Like when the stories I came back to hear that how many people were actually watching. And truth be told, I went to the horses with no chances. And I just think it's God's sent being at the right place at the right time. And I think my experience really played a lot in changing the game for myself. Literally riding at 50, it's like you can't. There's not a lot of us. Maybe more in the States, but around everywhere in the world, you struggle to get experience 50 kilos. And I'd asked to ride horses so that I can get used to the track. And by the time the main race comes, I'm literally fully tuned for you know what I mean? Fully tuned to the track. And just that all played out. I was able to hug the riders in and make up substantial ground. By the time I hit the 300, obviously I needed a horse underneath me. And just thank God everything unfolded well.
And what about your aspirations about staying here locally and going to ride international? I mean, South Africa is your home, but as I say, you are in those years when you need to start thinking now about building a nest egg. I mean, is there a chance that you might go overseas and compete there in a different jurisdiction other than South Africa?
Yes, yes, definitely. You know, that one race, you know what I mean? Obviously, you would take about 5 months to earn an income like that at home. And so you do wanna, if you got the potential to earn the type of money, you need to be that side. So I would like to go, but obviously I believe I'm worth every penny. So I only for a good contract I would consider. Otherwise, I'm happy at home.
Well, it's been a great pleasure catching up with you. I know that you're going to have another tremendous season. We're only in the early part of the season. You've got everything. You've got flames burning in Durban. You've got your big stable in Cape Town, where you're having great success with the top stable in the country. You're still very much loved in Joburg. You're loved in PE. I mean, at the end of the day, the Eastern Cape, adores you when you go there. So you're just a general likable guy, a popular guy, but most importantly, you're a successful rider that we are extremely proud of. And I can speak as a commentator now that I'm extremely proud of all your achievements, Muzi Yeni. Great pleasure to speak to you again, and all the best for the rest of the season. Thanks for appearing on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, and to all the viewers and obviously racing fans, we thank you. We really love the game. We love the fans that cheer us on and make the game what it is. And most importantly, the one thing that I enjoy like the most, and I enjoy having Pierre and yourself being there late, there's always something we can learn before you guys go. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, basically what you're trying to say is we're a lot older than you. But well done. Thank you very much, Muzi, and go well. Great being on the direct line with you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sure.
Welcome to Nico's Notebook on the final section of the show today. Well, unfortunately, the photo finish reared its ugly head again at Durbanville Racecourse, Hollywood Bets Durbanville, on the 22nd of September. It was a Monday, and everything was going swimmingly well until there were a lot of close finishes on the day. And you'll be able to see those close finishes as I speak about it here, because what was happening was the horses were crossing the line, they were hitting the line, and when the photo finish was produced for the judges to make an assessment of who won and who ran second and third and fourth and so forth, when they looked at the mirror image, it was evident that the mirror image was actually not a true reflection of where the horses' noses were. Every horse on the line in a normal photograph on the mirror image seemed to be past the line. And then I looked up the rule. So the rule 65.5, and this is important to note, says, except where a horse's nose is not visible, the judge shall base his decision exclusively on the horse's nose, and if there is a discernible difference, he shall not give a dead heat. Well, one of the races on the day was given a dead heat between the horses Saudi Cat and What a Fortune. Close analysis of the photo shows that whilst both noses appear to be touching the main line in the running of the race, on the mirror image, only one of the horse's noses appears over the line, and that is Saudi Cat's ahead of What a Fortune. My take on it, and if you look at all the photo finishes on the day for either wins or places, is that what they were trying to say was that if the horse's nose on the mirror image is past the line, then that's fine. It's okay for the horse's nose to appear past the line. But in my looking at this particular photo, what I'm saying is that if it was a dead heat, then both Saudi Cats and What If Fortune's nose needed to be past the line in the mirror image. Whether or not you use the mirror image as the final take or not, both horses' noses had to be on an equal level past the line in order to declare a dead heat. And going back to that rule, if there is a discernible difference, the judge shall not give a dead heat. Well, some breaking news coming up the last couple of days is the NHA and almost an entire resignation of the board at the NHA, including the chairperson, Susan Rout, and quite a few of the board members. It's created a bit of uncertainty as to what is going to happen at the NHA, because it all revolves around the constitution of the National Horse Racing Authority and the called for changes to the constitution. Obviously, there are a lot of stakeholders that play a big part in the NHA and the running of racing in South Africa, and everyone wants for this to progress smoothly. However, the press release did come out from the NHA saying that Mrs. Rout and her board members had resigned, and now there's a backlash from the other quarter that is the one calling for a change to the constitution, including the racing operators and the major stakeholders in the industry. One just hopes, from my perspective, that it's all cleared up and the fighting that is currently going on in the media tones down, and that we can get on and create what's necessary for a productive South African horse racing industry. We'll close on that note with great prospects that lie ahead for our racing here in South Africa. This has been The Direct Line, powered by 10Bet. I'm Nico Kritzeris. Hope you enjoyed the show. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.